Hi, and welcome back to Transit Studios. We are back again to preview the week 28 of the EPL 2023-24 season. It's going to be a pivotal weekend of the EPL this season because of the relevance of the fixtures this weekend. It's been a very tight title challenge this season. We've not seen this in a long while. City has dominated the English league, as you may know, and the past few years, maybe one team always tends to challenge them and they pull away at this time of the season. But strangely, this season we are seeing something different. It's becoming and looking like a three-horse race, with City not even leading the race at the moment. Liverpool, of course, you know, is at the top of the league on 63 points. City in second position, 62 points, followed by Arsenal third place, 61 points, making it a very interesting season so far. Going into the running, we are on the week 28 of the season. After this weekend, we'll go into the running by next week, 10 games after this weekend to the end of the season. So this makes it very, very important, relevant, the title challenge of a fixture this weekend. Like I said, City are going to visit Liverpool at Anfield on Sunday after Arsenal had hosted Brentford on Saturday, with the chance to go top for the first time in a long while this season. And a lot of people and many have said that if Arsenal goes top this weekend, they might probably remain there to the end of the season because of the way they have been decimating teams in the past few weeks. We're about to have a record, an English record of 8 straight wins in Premier League. If they manage to beat Brentford on Saturday. Arsenal, you know, has won 7 straight games home and away, scoring 31 goals in those 7 games, an unprecedented record of scoring over 5 goals in the last 5 EPL games. No team has achieved that in this Premiership era. So it's really going to be an interesting weekend, and we are looking forward to it. I'm here to look at these games. Like I said, City are visiting Anfield on Sunday. This is a place that has been difficult for them to manage to get wins. I think they have just one draw on Anfield in 9 visits under Pep Guardiola. And if there's any time for them not to make this visit, it's this time, because Liverpool is in a very strong run of form themselves. They've been winning games, though you could argue that some of those wins has come at the tail end of games. They have struggled, but they have managed, just as it's what popularly said, that champions always find a way. They have always found a way to win their games lately, though very late. So Pep Guardiola's memory at Anfield is no one to write home about. And on run of form, these two teams are in very good form, winning their games in Europe and locally prior to this game. So it's going to be a very interesting one, and one that many will keenly focus on. There is a very heavy assumption that Arsenal will win their game on Saturday against Brentford and be on top of the league, making it even more interesting on Sunday to watch Liverpool play against Arsenal at Anfield, against City at Anfield. So let's look at Arsenal first, because their game comes first on Saturday. This game is a tricky one. Arsenal has already lost, if you remember, this season against Brentford in the EFL, the Carabao Cup. Brentford dumped Arsenal out of the competition at the Emirates 1-0, if you remember, earlier this season. And Brentford has always been an interesting opponent against Arsenal. I remember a couple of seasons ago, they also had the very famous win against the Arteta side in the first game of the season, and Arsenal lost that game, and since then they have remained a bogey team for Arsenal anytime this fixture comes around, making it very interesting, and one that most Arsenal fans are not very comfortable about. Yes, the team is beaming with confidence, dispatching teams with reckless abandon, scoring so many goals, free scoring team at the moment, and still, because of their recent history against Arsenal, most Arsenal fans and faithfuls are not very confident about this one. Don't forget that it was widely reported that Arsenal was going to sign Aventone, who is the top striker, top scorer for Brentford during the January transfer window, which did not come to pass. So there's so much in this one. Arsenal will look to go top for the first time, and at a very critical time of the EPL title challenge, which is very important to them if they have any dreams of winning this league. So it's going to make it very interesting, and one that many will watch. A lot of people will keenly watch and follow. I believe Arsenal has enough in their tank to win this game, largely because of the area of options that Mikel Arteta has. A lot of his key players are coming back from injury. We saw Thomas Partey have a 20-30 minutes outing last weekend against Sheffield United. Jesus as well came back and had 20 minutes run out on that one. We also expect during Timber might be in the squad for this one as well. Fabio Vieira as well had a few minutes in the game last weekend, so it's going to be a full house. I know last weekend against Sheffield United also there were a few dark worries for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka was substituted at halftime, while Gabriel Martinelli picked up a knock in that game. But Arteta gave a very positive report on that in his pre-match conference earlier today, where he said that Saka actually was feeling a little sick, and he was confident that Saka was going to feature for the game on Saturday. That they will confirm by tomorrow in the last training before the game. Gabriel Martinelli actually had a little bruise onto his feet. It's not an injury, not a fracture or any bone injury. He also expects Martinelli to be fit for that game, which is a good news for Arsenal faithfuls. And as we hope to see, if those two manage to make it and be fit for that game, Arsenal will have too much in their lockers for Brentford. Thomas Partey, Jorginho, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Trossard, or Kai Havertz in the midfield, and you have a full house defensively that Arsenal they have been using to shut down teams. So it's going to be an interesting one, but I expect Arsenal to win this game. Arsenal will win this game, and they will score a lot of goals. Brentford is not a team that really packs the balls. Yeah, they try to hit teams on the counter, but they don't really have no blocks in their approach game. Thomas Frank is a very enterprising coach, one of the middle table coaches that are really stubborn in the league. So I expect this one to be an open game, kind of not fully open, but it's going to be open, as they're going to find spaces and be able to do their damage if they can continue with what they have been doing lately in the league. So at the end of the fixtures on Saturday, I expect us now to be on top of the league, waiting for the results of Manchester City and Liverpool on Sunday at Anfield. Another very interesting and relevant fixture for Saturday will be Aston Villa, who will be hosting Tottenham. Another very interesting game, very relevant game at the top end of the table. Right now, Aston Villa are 5 points ahead of Tottenham, 55-50. If they win this game, they will pull 8 points away from Tottenham, making it on 4th place, making it a little bit much of an ask for Tottenham to topple them. At this moment, after this game, if Aston Villa manage to win this game, their fans can start to dream. I can guarantee you that they can start to dream. 8 points into the running with the way the Unai Emery side have been playing all season. I don't think it's going to be easy for Tottenham to topple them. So it's going to be a very interesting one. and we hope to see what the outcome will be. And another side to it is, if Aston Villa wins this game, say City loses to Liverpool, it means that Aston Villa will be 4 points behind City. If Liverpool loses to City, they will be 5 points behind Liverpool. If they draw their game, they will be 5 points behind City and 6 points behind Liverpool. Then if Arsenal wins, they will be okay, it will still be 6 points behind Arsenal. So it's going to be, I've been saying this thing on this channel, if you remember, that should Aston Villa be counted out of this season's title challenge? A lot of people said no, they don't, that would be too much ask for them, that they should be aiming for the top 4. But if results go their way, can you imagine if Arsenal loses their game and Manchester City and Liverpool draw their game? Aston Villa will be within reach to the top end of the table and 8 points away from 5th place. So they will just be right there in the mix. So this weekend is a very interesting weekend. I expect every EPL fan not to stay with my televisions this weekend to watch these games as they come. It's going to be an interesting one. We'll be back in the channel as usual on Monday or Sunday evening. The crew will be back to review the results and its impact and implication on the EPL table. So let's look at the Liverpool and Manchester City game, because this is the game of the weekend, the game of the season so far. Don't forget that City, as the visitors this season, have only won one Big Six game. They played against Arsenal, played against Chelsea, played against Tottenham, played against Manchester United home and away, and against Liverpool at home, and they managed to just win one of these games, which is against Manchester United last weekend. It's a very interesting one. These are games that Manchester City usually win, but on the Big Six kind of league, I think they might be, they're not first. Arsenal probably will be topping that chart right now. It's very interesting, and I believe it's going to be a little bit of confidence issue for Pep Guardiola on his side, because they normally to win the Big Six games this weekend. I'll run you through the results. Arsenal beat them once in the beginning of the season. They played out a 4-4 draw against Tottenham at the Luton Stadium. They played out I think it was 1-1 draw against Manchester United at Old Trafford. They played a 4-4 draw against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and they played out, I think it was 1-1 or 2-2 draw against Liverpool at the Etihad. They only managed to win Manchester United last weekend 3-1. And if you remember that in that game, up until the 75th minute, the game was tied up until Manchester United midfield tired out and the substitutions were made. So I don't, if you're a Man City fan, I don't think you should be very confident about this one because of what your team has done so far this season. And Pep Guardiola looked like a worried figure this afternoon during the press conference. He wasn't convincing in his responses. You could see he was ready to fight even the press men. So I don't think it's going to be an easy fixture for Manchester City. I don't expect them to win, but I also don't expect them to lose. So I think at best that game will be a draw. Looking at it, what are the key battles in that game? Presently, Pep Guardiola have been going with attacking midfield of Phil Foden, KDB and Doku behind Haaland. And if you match it up with Liverpool, they might have an upper hand in that department, being that the way Liverpool plays a 4-3-3 formation, leaving Endo to himself at the base of the midfield and being flagged by McAllister and Gakpo sometimes. But now that Szoboszlai is fit, it's going to be Szoboszlai McAllister, Endo behind them. Then in front of them is going to be Salah, Darwin Núñez, and maybe Curtis Jones or Luis Diaz. If that's the formation they go with, there's going to be a kind of advantage, because that means Rodri will be left alone. Rodri and the Silva will partner in the defensive midfield for City. If you ask me, if that's how it is set up, City might have an upper hand, because their midfield, they have 5 men in the midfield with Haaland up top. Haaland, we know, is a beast. He can manage himself against the 2 central midfield centre backs for Liverpool. So it's going to be a battle of the midfield. Liverpool plays 3, but the 2 wingers, Mohamed Salah and Luis Diaz, they come in behind the striker to help the midfield. So it's going to be a very intriguing one in the midfield. Not too much noise has been made about the youngsters that have been playing for Liverpool lately, but luckily for them, the big guns have come back and fit and should be fit for this one. It's going to be a very interesting game. I don't expect Liverpool to go all guns blazing as they have been doing lately by attacking teams and not looking back. He don't do that against City. So it's going to be very interesting. The most important aspect of this fixture is that it has a lot to say about the title challenge going into the running. 10 games after this weekend is going to be a very strategic position to have at the end of this weekend's fixtures. So I know these 2 experienced coaches who have done it in the past few seasons in EPL and Europe. Going head to head this time of the season is going to be very interesting. And if you look at it very well, why City would not want to lose this one is because their fixture, the next 5 fixtures they're going to have, is going to be very, very interesting, considering the fact that they're going to be playing United, Tottenham, and Arsenal in the next 4 games in EPL. So they need to not lose this one. They need to not lose this one. At worst, it should be a draw. So I don't know. Let me know what your predictions are going to be on in this one. Do you think City is going to win? Do you think Liverpool will win? Do you think it's going to be a draw? Do you expect Arsenal to run over Brentford and be on top of the table by the time Sunday comes? And if they manage to do that, do you think it will not make it to be in Arsenal? It will not be in Arsenal's hand to lose at this point of the season. This time last season, we are toppled off of the table, but conversely, this time around, they are going top. They have the potential to go top at the end of the fixtures this weekend. If they manage to do that, do you expect them to stay there to the end of the season, or do you think it's still too close to call? Then another question I will ask is, Aston Villa, can they dream? Do you think if Aston Villa wins Tottenham this weekend, do you think that top 4 is guaranteed for them? And after that, being 5 or 6 points behind City or Liverpool, depending on how results go this weekend, do you think Aston Villa can also be considered as part of the title race, making it a 4-horse race? Let me know what you think about these assertions. I believe it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an intriguing one. I will not miss any of this one. Stay tuned in Transit TV, because we will come back to the channel and bring you in-depth analysis of how these games panned out and highlights of these games. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this content. We are also going to let you know that our membership structure is being set up. Keep your eye on that. Very soon we will establish our memberships, classes of membership, and this with perks that will give you early access to our videos and to our live streams, and also to the community WhatsApp. You'll be able to join the community WhatsApp and have your say on the topics and the shows that we'll be hosting on this channel. They will also give you access to being part of the show yourself if you want to, if you choose to be. So we encourage you to keep an eye on that and watch as we set those memberships up. We also have our online shopping. We're begging for your support for this channel. We have our hoodies, our sparkling mugs, t-shirts and our hats, Transit TV. We expect you to support our work and order some of these items, encourage our work in the channel as we continue to look for ways to entertain you, to give you insights on the game that we all love very well. And that will be it for now. So let us know what you think about these coming games. Very interesting games. Are you an Arsenal fan? What is your expectation? Are you a Man City fan? Are you a Liverpool fan, Aston Villa or Tottenham? It's a very interesting weekend for the fans of these clubs, and with huge expectations. We'll see how by Monday or by the end of the proceedings on Sunday, the title race would have taken another dimension. Some consolidations would have been held. Let's assume Arsenal loses against Aston Villa and either City or Liverpool wins their game on Sunday. That would have technically knocked Arsenal out of the title race, and it will become a two-horse race. Do you think that's going to happen? Let us know what you think, and bye for now.